So hello and hi guys, my name is Shazrizal Hamza, and you can just simply call me Shaz, and I am 24 years old and currently pursuing my study in electronic engineering at University Tun Sri Malaysia. So today is actually I'm going to record my video assignment for my English course known as English Occupational Purpose, or we call it EOP in my university. And this assignment is all about the most common questions that been asked to the interviewee and always been asked by interviewer. So I'm going to share to you one by one today, and how am I answer all these questions, and hopefully it's helpful to you to answer to you for your job application in the future. So guys, the first question is, tell me about the toughest decision you have had to make in the past 6 months. So the way that I'm going to answer all this question is regarding my experience before. Okay, the toughest decision you have had to make in the past 6 months. Okay, the past 6 months that I've been experienced is where it actually is not in the past 6 months, it's actually the recent one, which we know that all around the world are going through the toughest virus, known as the COVID-19, and it actually was something that very difficult for me to decide whether I'm going to stay in my university, my residential college, or going back home with my family. However, after through a few times thinking about it, I decided to stay in my residential college because I feel that safest for me and my family and to all of the people. Because if I'm going back to home, if I went back home, I have to go through about 3 types of the public transportation, and it's quite dangerous and harmful. So to make it my life safe and my family safe, if not, so I have decided to stay in the residential college because the food access and everything is very well here, and that was the toughest decision I ever made for the past 6 months actually. So we go through to the second question, is tell me about a major mistake you made and what you did to correct it. So actually there's a lot of mistakes, but I'm going to make it simple, only one I choose. So for your information, I'm kind of like active in the university organization. There's a few organization I've been that organization, and there's always a mistake for me as a committee in the organization. However, I believe that there's a solution. So the mistake that I've been made is before is I always like to mad to the people who always make a mistake and to careless people. However, I fix it after I realize it is a wrongdoing as a committee or an organization. I just simply tell them that they need to we need to give them a consultation and motivation instead of we mad or angry to them. And I believe that there's a good solution is consultation and motivation for them are the most common solution. So the third question is, tell me about the last time a customer or co-worker got upset with you. Well, I'm going to share to you that actually I've been experienced like 2 times of working in the different environment actually. It's not my industrial training, industrial training is different. I was work in the one of the fast food company before, and also I've been working in the one of the bookstore, local bookstore nearby to my house. And actually handling customer is the most difficult. Actually, when you were participate in the customer services, it's always been like a very difficult things, because human having like a lots of different behavior. So what is there any customer upset me? Yes, I believe, because I used to work with one of the fast food company, and this one customer is very upset, and however, because of the very slow services, however, we're going to give them, to entertain them by giving them beverage, and calm them with the some food, and entertain them with small talk. And yes, this is really work, and they're really satisfied, and we apologize to them because of the slow services, and this is really cool. So number 4, tell me about the time you knew you were right but still had to follow direction or guidelines. Well, actually this is happens a lot of multiple times, of course, during my in other under organizations. Okay, because we knew the fast way to go through all the steps of the any problems, but then there we need to follow the directions and the guidelines, as we know that it is important to follow the guideline, because when you are in the organization, this is really important, because we don't want to make any mistake or careless misinformation or what, and the guideline is very important. So however, we need to follow this guideline as long as it's under, like we follow the rules and the laws, okay, because we believe that there's always a way, the fast way to go through this, but we have to follow the guidelines, because it's a responsible to this guideline. So the 5th was, tell me about the last time your workday ended before you were able to get everything done. Okay, as in for me, I had experience before in my industrial training. Okay, tell me about the last time your workday ended and before you work done. Well, actually, I've been experiencing this for my entire industrial training, because I was assigned as the project manager for the website developer for just about 2 months only the due, and however, we still managed to complete it, but the daily task is quite difficult to fulfill daily, because there's always a few things to finish up every day. So sometimes we miss that, but I managed to complete it after my working hours, which is at home, a little bit late. However, I still managed to follow the timeline. That's why for just 2 months I successfully to complete the project, since instead of working at the working place, but I working at the home, and I still have to manage my time very well, because if at home we might have family in the future, so we have to spend with your family. We cannot just selfish staying at home and just doing your own work. So the 6th question is, tell me about the time you needed to motivate a coworker. So tell me about the time you needed to motivate a coworker. There's a lot of situation. It's very important. We need to motivate a coworker. Okay. As an engineer in the future, I believe that if I'm a project manager, because I had experience before when I was in the web developer during my internship, so I have to before the project is begin, we have to give the motivations to our coworker. What the most important during a teamwork? Okay, as a leader, as a team player, what is the most purpose, is the important things to ensure that this project is going to go very well, to end very well. So we have to remind them at the beginning, and at the climax of their before their project was complete, before the project was submitted or what. Sometimes all the way through we have a little bit problems or common human factors problems, so we need to give them the consultation personally and without put them in their shameful situation or embarrassed situation. So we meet them face to face at the project manager, so we have to solve them and motivate them, even though sometimes people have the personal problems. So we don't need to know them that what kind of problem that, but we have to give them motivation. Whatever the situation is, we have to give a very very good words, good motivational words to them. So number 7, tell me about the time you had to raise an uncomfortable issue with your boss. Well, actually this is happened when I was in the organization, when in my university time, is when we have to speak about the personal problems, someone personal problems, okay, which is your friends, okay, and it's really uncomfortable because I hated to share everything about my friends, which is so uncomfortable because it's just a spur. Sometimes it's a personal issue, and for these people to this person, and I will simply call it's when they cannot cope with their works, when they cannot completing their works. So we have to tell to the boss, okay, because however it's very very uncomfortable, but this is the right thing to do. So tell the 8th question is, tell me about a goal you achieve. Well, actually during my university I have a lot of goals actually, because I have 2 periods. Actually I have 2 certificate qualification, is from my diploma and now my degree. So all the way after, like now it's 6 years in university since I was in diploma, there's a lot of goals that I achieved. Well, when I was in the diploma, I want to get a dean list, actually a dean list and a good pointer when I'm graduating. Yes, I successfully achieved that. I'm proudly to say about that, and it went well, and I'm so proud when I'm proudly to tell to my friends, family, and my relative that I'm successfully graduate in a good pointer and with highest honors. And during my study in the bachelor degree, there's a lot of things that I achieved actually, and is unbelievable achievement. Okay, when in 2018 I am successfully to represent Malaysia, where actually we have to go through like 2 stages under Ministry of Youth and Sports, where we need actually 2. Okay, the first one is applications. Okay, application stage, and the psychometric, or we call it psychology test, for and writing test during that time for the application. So I successfully under the Ministry of Youth and Sport. And then the second one is we have the selection camp for the international event, and I was selected because amongst they're selected during that camp selection is tons of youth who have a wonderful and a really really good background, a spectacular background. So but finally I was selected to represent Malaysia to South Korea for the International Youth Forum, and that's the first one in the bachelor degree. And the second one is when I was participate for the Huawei Seek for the Future, which is a collaborate program under Huawei and also Ministry of Education Malaysia. where I represent Malaysia to China during that time, to explore the 5G technology and also the communication engineering related, and the cultural exposure where we are all together with Brunei, New Zealand, island with us, so we can see how the culture, and also we all together mix in the one group to study and also experience the culture. And beside that, I also received a few awards during my study, where I achieved the best director program because I'm in the organization, and under the program called as a core project, and it's really my goals to achieve actually. So the last question is about, tell me about a goal you feel to achieve. Okay, well actually during my bachelor degree, I was targeted to have like this highest achievement, where we call it as a special award that awarded by the Deputy Vice Chancellor. Okay, it's actually the one things that made me down and made me realize that this award is not important anymore, because we have to proceed and to make a more achievement that better than these failures before. Okay, so it was a very saddest moment when I was not received that award, because I was always to be confident in everything, so I'm confident to get that award. But however, it's turned out that I don't get it, and but there's always people like motivate me and say that it's important anymore. You have to follow your dreams, and when it's not achieved means that it's not meant to you. So we have to look in some things that meant to myself. So guys, we've gone through all the 9 questions that the most common questions that been asked by the interviewer and been asked to the interviewee. So I hope that these 9 questions help to all of you about the job application, and this is based on my experience. Okay, all these 9 questions, because I don't want to tell a liar. Okay, I believe that liars is not good. It's not good for you. It's not good fortune for you. So just tell them the truth, their experience, and even if you don't have any experience, you just tell them that I don't have any experience. I'm sorry. I apologize that I don't have any experience at. But however, during my school time, during my university time, I have kind of same situation regarding your question. So just answer the question based on your experience, because if you're not a good liar, don't try ever to lie. And I believe, please don't lie. Okay, I think that's all for today's, and thank you very much. And don't forget to subscribe my channel, even though it's just my first time video. Okay, but enjoy. Bye bye.